I see so many people out there, young men, young women, young ambitious people who think they have so much time. They're young, they've just finished school maybe they're still in school, maybe they're in uni still, they're just about to graduate, they're waiting for their first job, they're waiting for the new year, they're waiting for Christmas to be done, they're just enjoying a year off traveling, they're just enjoying a year off of commitments, they're just enjoying etc, etc. Okay, what I'm trying to say is they think they have so much time and they think that they can just put this stuff off and put off their goals and ambitions and achieving what they want to achieve until the time is right, or until a certain thing is finished, or a certain thing that they've done that they wanted to do, like taking some time off, or the new year comes around, etc, etc. All just fake things that are made up in their head. And it's ultimately them waiting for the time to be right and waiting to be comfortable to step out of that comfort zone, which is never going to come. And the reason I make this video is because the other day I watched the video from my mentor, and it was him talking about his story and his learnings from getting from $0 a year to $1 million a year in revenue or profit. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a video on that. And he was talking about how time has absolutely flown by, and he was talking about how he's 24 now, I believe, he's getting old, but not too long ago he was 18, or not too long ago he was 19, or whatever it was. His 5-year journey in entrepreneurship has flown by, and it kind of made me reflect on my own journey. I was like, fuck, like time has flown by. Like for over 4 years ago now I finished school. Over 3 years ago I was living in the USA. Over the last 2 years I've worked my ass off with uni, which was a waste of a year, to be honest. Then in my job I worked a year there like a fucking slave with 2 other jobs. That year flew by. And the last year in remote sales and entrepreneurship has fucking flown by, as tough it's been. And in the moment, it probably hasn't felt like it's flown by, but it has flown by. Like, I look at the last 4 years, I'm like, fuck, like time has gone quick. So when I reflect on what my mentor says, he's absolutely right. Like, fuck, he's 24 now. It feels like it was not too long ago he was 18. And yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been that long since I finished school. It doesn't feel like that long since I've got back from the USA. It doesn't feel like that long since I quit my job. It doesn't feel like that long that I've been in entrepreneurship, but time has definitely flown. So if you're a young guy who is watching this, young guys in particular, because I'm a guy and I can speak from their perspective, and you don't have a sense of urgency to get your shit together because you think you have time, I promise you are wrong. Time will fly. And in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, time is going to fly by regardless of what you do with it. And you're either going to look back and be proud of the actions, of the decisions you made over the last 3, 4, 5, 10 years, and the pain and obstacles that you chose to overcome and the problems you chose to face. You're either going to be proud and look back and be thankful and grateful you did those things, or you're going to be regretful because you sat there waiting for the right time and you thought the right time was next year, or you thought the right time was after you finished uni, or once you got a certain job, or once you had a certain amount of money in the bank account. So time will fly by regardless of what you do. The only thing that's going to change is how you look back on that time. So if you can choose to understand this in this very moment, that you do not have as much time as you think, okay? And time will fucking fly by, okay? You need to start taking action now towards your goals and towards that dream life that you want to create for yourself. So what does that actually look like? Start investing in mentors, get new skill sets, learn sales, learn marketing, learn how to run ads, learn how to get attention, learn organic content, learn how to help people commit to change. Start a business, fail a business, try have the stresses and the obstacles that come with running a business. Try to achieve success in some area of life, whether that's your sport, whether that's business again. Work hard, be disciplined, be accountable, take accountability for your life. Like all these things here, if you can start implementing them now whilst you think you have time, even though you don't, if you can start implementing them now, over the next 3, 4, 5 years, you will look back and be grateful that you chose to do those things. And as well, if you do these things here and you work on the right things, okay, and you learn the right topics, like financial literacy, like sales, like business, like marketing, like having a personal brand, how to create value to the marketplace, how to overcome limiting beliefs, how to understand yourself and your beliefs and your psychology and other people's beliefs as well and psychology of other people, you can have whatever you want really in 3, 4, 5 years time. And if that's financial freedom, you can have that. If you want to live wherever the fuck you want in the world, if you want to relocate to Southeast Asia, if you want to live in the nicer parts of Australia, in a penthouse apartment, if you want to live in Dubai, if you want to live in Eastern Europe, you can have that. Okay, you can have a whole new group of friends, a whole new network of people that help you achieve your goals. You can retire parents, you can provide for your partner. You can do all of these things here if you do the right things for 3, 4, 5 years time, which isn't that long. It's not that long at all. Okay, it will fly by. But if you just do those the right things, for those 3, 4, 5 years, you can literally do whatever you want. I know for me how that would feel, and that's what I'm working towards, but ask yourself that. How would that actually feel to achieve those things? And how fulfilling and proud would you be in 3, 4, 5 years time when you can look back and say you've been able to do that? Or on the other hand, you can keep doing what you've been doing. You can just keep thinking time's gonna be right next year, or new year, new me, or after this semester, I'm going to quit uni and go all in entrepreneurship, or once I have $10,000 in the bank, I'm going to go all in on entrepreneurship. You can keep waiting and thinking the time's going to be right one day. And if you keep telling yourself that, in 3, 4, 5 years, time will have flown by and nothing would have changed. And you'll be stuck in the same situation, exactly where you are now. Maybe you've got a decent job paying $80K a year. Maybe you've got an okay group of friends. Maybe you're in an okay location. But you won't have exactly what you could have achieved if you just did the right things for 3 to 4, 5 years. Okay, at the end of the day, time's going to go by. In 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to be there. And you can either choose to be proud and fulfilled and happy with the decisions you made over the last 3 to 4, 5 years, as uncomfortable as they may have been, as hard as they may have been, of trying to run a business, of trying to learn new skill sets, of investing in yourself. You can either be proud and look back and say you went after your goals and actually achieved them, or you can be regretful and say you didn't really challenge yourself, you never got out of your comfort zone, you kept putting things off, putting goals off, and you stayed in the same situation. It's your choice. Choose what type of man you want to be. I know exactly where I'll be in a year's time, 2 years' time, because I've been working my fucking ass off for the last 2, 3, 4 years anyway. So if you're that type of guy, I'll see you at the top. If not, that's all good. Some people have to lose.